All right, my people, discussion on good governance continue today. Uh, our discussion on good governance is to provide light for the general public because we identify that the issue we have in our society is bad governance and we are providing solution. That solution is to look at good governance. How good governance can solve the general problems facing us in our society. And such problem includes money politics, which has become the order of the day. Some of my friends told me that it has come to stay, but it's left for us to concur, agree with such position that money politics has come to stay. All these things ka anyị ga na-ene anya na-atụgharị uche maka uche onye adịghị njọ. Somebody's opinion is njọ gbaa arọ bụrụ ọkwa njọ gbaa arọ ka arụ gbaa arọ bụrụ njọ ka njọ gbaa arọ ọ bụrụ alụ, as the Igbo saying goes. But the point is that money politics, that is ịtụọ vote enye gị ego, ọ bụrụ today ka o bido. It's not under this administration. Charlie Nwambafọ Soludo during Obiano administration, money for hand, vote, atụnyere gị vote was also there. Obiano second tenor enye si ego kwụsị ụgwọ ka people will vote. But when this present governor came on board, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, people use their resources, including my humble self. We use our platform free of charge. We donated it free of charge for good governance. And we were able to mobilize to raise funds, millions of naira in support of that agenda to have good governance in our land and have a visionary governor who will practice and implement the ideals and the expectation of good governance. And then the previous days, I took my time to explain what people should expect from those servants hired, the people hired those elected people to be in power, in government for a period of time, 4 years or 2 years, as case may be. So all those expectations, is only when you have expectation from those in government that you can assess them. Anything aside from that, if you don't have any expectation, that is when you request and demand for money. Say, no, also this is the only contact this is the only opportunity you have to interface with them. After this voting, they will go back to government houses or go back to their house of assembly complex, that you will not see them again. So let me make best use of the available opportunity. I think that is why people demand for money. But like those of us here, we have our expectation. And it is that expectation kind of use assess those elected representatives. In this case, the governor. Yesterday, we discussed on the school system. The school system, is it what we should have. And my explanation yesterday, simple, simply put, abroad what we've not gotten there. But the state I know, nobody can say that no, the government is not doing anything. No, government is doing something, but we have not gotten to that level. That Eldorado, that height we are we should be looking to, or we are looking to attain. We've not gotten to that point, and we discussed what could be done for us to get there. That for yesterday. But today again, I think we should be looking at the road construction, road networking, and what is our expectation? What do we have in place now? And what should be done to get for us to get, of course, to get to a higher level where we, as the light of the nation, as Anambra State, we are looking forward to be. Remember, this platform, GGM and BVI, is not just talking about Anambra State. We are looking at other neighboring states, southeastern states like Enugu. What is their road construction like, or road networking? We are looking at Abia State. What has LSOT done in the last 30 months? Has it succeeded, or is it still work in progress? What of Imo State? What is Imo State like? I can see their flyover the other time. How do we compare with the flyover we have in Ekulobia? What else for Ebonyi? What is their performance on road construction? So these issues we'll be looking at least in the next 30 minutes. We'll give opportunity to our uh, people here to voice their opinion. And meanwhile, those following us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, will pick your comments and broadcast your opinion. Everybody will be given a voice. Daalụ. So Henry, let me start from you.
Okay, good evening, comrade. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
good evening.
Good evening, viewers. We are here once again to dissect some of the begging issues in our homeland. Before I delve into the substance of what we're supposed to discuss today, I would like to intimate us on something, because recently it has occurred to me that most of the times we expect these people to be Jesus Christ. But the reality of the situation is that we can never get to a perfect state, but we can somehow get to a near perfect state. So what do I mean to say? The best of men will continue to be men. Even at their very best, they will continue to be men. But if you go to saner societies, the difference between Nigeria, by extension, Igbo land, and other clients is that we don't always do the right thing at the right time. We are honest to ourselves. We are not honest to ourselves. We've allowed corruption to replace merit. And any society that does not embolden these three virtues, you will never have any pathway to development. That is one. Then coming to the issue of infrastructure, because that's the cross of our matter today. For me, it is what I call progress over perfection, because where we are today is not actually what we are supposed to be. I give you an example. Nigeria today has not less than 34,000 kilometers of road. Our homeland, Anambra, should be able to take at minimum, about around 3,000 kilometers or through. I hope I'm communicating. Then when you come to this 3,000, you now begin to ask yourself, these 3,000 available motorable roads, what are the conditions of this road? What are the standard? How are we doing it? What are the metrics? How are we able to execute? Are we doing infrastructure for the sake of it? Or are we building to last? Or are we just throwing? There's some projects there's something they call supply driven. The roads that we're doing, is it demand driven or supply driven? How are we spreading our road network? Because in civilized climb, they don't just set out to start building roads like what we have in Anambra recently. If you go to Iswafia, under Trunk A project of Mr. Governor, Mr. Charles Soludo, almost all the road in Iswafia is receiving attention under Trunk A alone. After this Trunk A, there will be a second by Trunk B. While Iswafia is getting attention, the home country of the governor, important areas like Tere Onitsha, one of the most densely populated districts in Igbo land, is begging for infrastructure. So these are the issues that, as a people, we must be very frank about. So based on that, I would say that we've not gotten where we're supposed to be. Yes, the record speaks for itself. Soludo has awarded up to 1,000 kilometers, so to speak. According to them, around 700 asphalted, and remaining balance of 300 still ongoing. But you and I know that all those things are still a far cry, because when you now begin to put the issues of quality, the kind of contractor that are being used, the deliverables, and the quality, you know that this leaves much to be desired. Personally, for me, I've taken it upon myself to be chasing that department of government, which is the Ministry of Works, that is creating most of the roads in Anambra. I'm talking of Anambra particular, because most of the jobs that have been done in Anambra, there have been issues. There are pockets of issues here and there, like the one they are doing from Ekulobia, from Oka to Ekulobia. Already, most of the roads are having issues, and they are passing a road that is not up to, you've not even handed over the project, but it's failing already. Just 1 or 2 rain, everywhere is flooded, it messed up. You are doing a remedial work while you are still working. So it is cause for concern. Then you now begin to talk about the issue of the choice of contractors. I keep saying it. In our home state like Anambra, we seem to have this penchant for apprentice contractor. What do I mean? There's something they call portfolio construction companies. They don't have pedigree. They don't have the expertise. But because you now want to use them, because you are tinkering between margin, you throw quality and standard to the winds. Now lower the bar, and now award contract at cheap rate, that at the end of the day, that the aim of those roads you want to do is defeated, because the job is not going to last. At the end of the day, you are now rewarding projects in cycle, wasting scarce resources on a job that you're supposed to do once and move on to the next thing. So for me, Soludo, somehow, I must confess, has been able to award a reasonable amount of road infrastructure, but there are issues and concerns with the quality. And on our own, at our different fora level, at our level, we'll be making this point clear to all of them that we cannot continue like this. There should be a deliberate policy to embrace not only quality, class. And let me give us an instance. You can't compare the road architecture in Enugu and recent time Abia State with what is happening in our own state. In Anambra, most of our roads, we have open drainage. Sometimes they don't even make records to specification. Then when they finish, you can see a series of mistakes that almost all the jobs in Anambra today being done by some of these portfolio social companies. You now see there's something they call afterthought. They do a project, they won't they won't follow specification. The next thing, they are reworking the whole thing. So for me, as a people, because Zoludo told us that he promised us Dubai, Taiwan, our promise should be our bond. If you are promising Dubai, Taiwan, live through your words, walk the talk. Give all the standard that is expected of a divine standard. Not when you promise, when you campaign in prose, then you deliver in poetry. It's not going to serve us well, because what you need to do is that money, we have scarce resources. The opportunity you have to award contract, make sure you strike a balance between quality and class, so that any road you do, you know it's once and move to the next thing. And that's what you call opportunity cost. Then in other states like Abia and Enugu, I think Governor Peter Mba has done so well. Anybody that's been to Enugu recently will align with me that you could see the development that are measurable there. You could see the pipeline. Some of the road didn't do the new Enugu city they are doing. If you go to that place today, you could see the statement of intent. You could see the class. You could see the visioning. Then you cross over to Abia State. Oti today is a living, how should I say, a patriarch to Abia people, because of his sole desire to deliver his innermost to the people. So if you go to Abia, you could see projects that are not only supply, they are demand driven, and it's meeting the people at the core of their need. Almost all the news and crime of Abia State is being now dualized, not with any harrow, but quality roads, with the whole essence of making the state 24 by mobile, but 24/7. So for me, it is not yet Uhuru. We still need to continue to, be vigilant, continue to advocate, so that in the fullness of time, our home state and Igbo land by extension be able to have the kind of road architecture we'll be proud of. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Henry. Uh, well, let me put this question across, because you said we have about 30,000 kilometers of roads in Nigeria. That's your estimated,
Trunk
uh,
A road, trunk A road.
okay, trunk A road.
Yes.
Sorry, what is the definition of trunk A road?
Trunk A road is any road that is a federal road that permeates between two states. Any road that connects 2 to 3 states together is a trunk A road, federal road.
Okay, federal road.
Yes.
Okay, in Anambra State, what is the estimated number
Our
of,
our Anambra roads should be around between 3 to 4,000. That's the
of,
minimum. Yeah, yeah.
of trunk A
But
road?
not trunk A, it's state road. The road Soludo is doing in Anambra is trunk B, state, but he's now inheriting federal roads where they
Okay.
understand that will reimburse him. But ordinarily, he's supposed to focus on trunk B road, the state roads, and trunk C, that's local government.
Okay, trunk C is local government.
Yes, yes, of
But
course.
sorry, this is important. We need to understand these differences because of our audience. So many of us don't understand the differences between trunk A, trunk B, and trunk C. But then when you mention trunk B, which is state road, uh, how do you now define B and C? Since we know right here that all the roads in Anambra State belong to one local government or the other. How do you now define that trunk or differentiate trunk B from trunk C?
Okay, let me give you an instance.
Mm.
The governor awarded the first two major roads he awarded in Anambra was if it Amansi Obofemili Ubenu Road.
Mhm.
If you watch that road, it's actually a trunk B road because it permitted up to 3 local governments. So you
Mm.
could say that it's a trunk B road.
Sorry,
But
you said, but it's Oka North. All is in Oka North. That is Ebenebe. Ebenebe is in Oka
no,
North.
from Amansi. Can you hear me? From Amansi
Yeah.
to Obefemili to Ubenu, at the last point of that road, it crisscrosses 2 or 3 local governments.
Two, just mention two for now.
2. So that's what you call trunk B. But if you want to do a road like that, Unizik Junction, I think it started from that place, from Unizik and ended at Nisu and Ocha. So it's as an intra local government. So within a local government, you can call it trunk C, but the state is undertaking it. So these are the issue. These are the differential between the different kind of roads that each government is supposed to undertake.
Okay, now for our understanding, general understanding, what is the big deal in having a master plan, road master plan? In this, what do I mean? Defining the roads, that is road trunk B roads and trunk C roads, defining it and putting it in 3D, showcasing it to everybody so that Anambra people will know that this is trunk B, this is trunk C, and this is the number of this is kilometer of roads in trunk B and trunk C, so that the general public will have this information. I guess this is what Ministry of Information and Orientation should be doing. And this again should be in their website for us to know how many that are tired or that government plans to tar within 1 year or 2 years or within the second tenure administration. Is there any information like that so that our agitation will go towards that? I know the question
Hello,
is, yeah.
Conrad. To the best of my knowledge, there's nothing close to that. And but the tricky thing is that during the tenure of Ngige, if some of us were this politically aware as at that time, Ngige had a concept where all the roads that he's supposed to do were allotted in phases. And if you remember, anytime Ngige is doing a media chat, some callers will call him, sir, there's this road that is bad. He will tell you phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. What does it connote? It connotes the idea to embrace 1, data, 2, priority, and 3, essence. So I don't know if the successive government maintains status quo. Because if they had maintained the status quo by now, there should have been a collection of data where the state can probably say, we have done XYZ number of roads, trunk B. This is what is left for trunk E to be done. Look at how we are going to close the gaps. So for me, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think there's any information to that. I think it's part of one of the things GGM will have to undertake with Ifan Yokoma, the Commissioner of Works, in the coming weeks. Probably
Okay.
when Soludo must have, because they are trying to, very soon they'll shut down this tenor to start this thing. So let's see what will happen. Thank you.
All right. Uh, Quinn, do you have anything to say or anything to contribute?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, my dear Quinn.
So I've been listening to, I learned something, the trunk A, trunk B, that's part of the reason why we do this thing. Seriously, I've been listening to Mr. Henry. I always enjoy what Mr. Henry says. He's very, knowledgeable, and he always brings so much impact to our meeting. So I didn't even know that these roads have names and meaning like this. This is my first time of hearing this, sincerely, and I think this is your first time of hearing it too, because you kept asking questions about it.
No. I know about trunk. I know trunk A, trunk B, and trunk
Oh,
C.
really? I have not heard
Yeah.
that before. You didn't teach me this one, no. You are owing
No,
me.
there is
Maybe
no
after
one.
this meeting, you will teach me more on it.
But you have your phone now. You can Google and ask questions.
Well, that you're right, though. I will do that. I always do that. I'll
Mm.
gather the information I want to know.
Mm.
So today's topic. You said if we're discussing if good governance can out outlive vote buying, right?
Yes,
I think
exactly.
that's what we are.
But we are looking at the road construction,
You
because
wanted to ask me something about Lagos, and you were
yes,
telling me if
yes,
there was
exactly.
any
Exactly.
concern, and how it is with our own this thing, Anambra, like comparing it with Anambra State
Yes,
and
exactly.
everything. First of all, this state is a very big, how will I put it? It's a very big jungle. That's the truth. Now,
Is it big developed? Is developed?
it's
Abi?
a, it's not. It's not actually for the advantages that Lagos have. Lagos is quite underwhelming and disappointing. Even though I say so, I stand by it, because if you are coming to Lagos, Lagos is supposed to be giving you that. If you come to UAE now, for example, Dubai is their front. Like when you come to Dubai, they attract tourists because of the high rising buildings and everything. You understand? So there
Mm,
is something attractive that brings people to Dubai. Nobody is saying that the entire place should be built. Even UK has some places that are ghetto. You understand? But there are fronts. You understand? Those ones they show you on Google when you Google them and the rest of it. So Lagos State is supposed to be something like that for Nigeria, where you Google Nigeria and Lagos pop up, because whether we like it or not, Lagos is a very popular, this thing, a very popular city in Nigeria, and I think is it the most busiest or the most populated city in West Africa?
it is
But
even the whole of Africa.
uh
Lagos economy is like a country. A country like Togo. Lagos GDP is higher than Togo.
wait,
Togo here as a country.
yeah. So now, the thing is, when you come to this place, first of all, Lagos is overpriced, and there are a lot of things that, because I'm now talking about, okay, road. Sorry, we're talking about road. Now, when you talk about road, they have the worst road I've ever seen. They don't have like if you come to Lagos now and you're trying to navigate to their so-called Lagos Island, where the high and mighty and the elites are living, you see that even normal road that lead to Enugu is finer. I'm using your village now as an example. Like, the road leading from Oka to Enugu is very well built and finer than the road that is in Lekki and the so-called Banana Island and the rest of it. And this is me saying it in a light note, because whoever they are giving this contract to, it's just, I wish there is this guy on Instagram, Scott Iguma. He's the one that is exposing the things that is happening in Lagos State, the roads, the building, because what he's doing is exposing real estate, the thievery that is happening in real estate, the terrible things that is happening in real estate in Lagos, how Lagos is overpriced, and if you go to other cities, the same thing. Hey, hey, shut up. And the things that you are getting in Lagos, I say shut up. And the things you are getting in Lagos State is not what you're supposed to get for a city like this, because they claim Lagos State is the biggest city in Africa, is the this, is the that. And when you come here, in fact, let me give you an example. Where I live right now, if you see my street, how will I explain this thing to you? The um the most the as in, if you come to Anambra State now, for example, and I mean the people with very low income, their road is better than this place, and I'm paying 2.5 million naira for two-bedroom flats. But if you come to the road, if you see the gutter, the open gutter, if you see how it's smelling, some people say that Lagos is a smelly state. They didn't lie. it's a smelly state. The gutters are so bad. The drainage, the canal, open canal, like very big canal like this. They have very poor waste management. The roads to the streets and connections are so bad. Right now, some of them are trying. There are some of the roads they are trying to fix. But the truth is that in 2025, and the things that, and the way Lagos has a very big PR, and the money they generate, and the money they are being allocated to, is a very disappointing state. And if you keep the roads in Anambra State and keep the roads in Lagos State, I will go for the roads in Anambra State. That's the simple truth. The only thing that attracts people here is that there is population, and whatever you are doing here most definitely sell if you are very hardworking. Coupled with the wharf and the international airport and stuff like that. These are the things that attract people to Lagos State. Not because the city is beautiful or something like that. This city is not. There's nothing beautiful about this city. There is nothing beautiful about this city. So, for your question, I'm going to choose Anambra State over and over. In fact, I'll choose Umunze, my husband's village, to this place over and over again. When it comes to the road and was the environment, the cleanliness, and
Oh, wait, don't destroy Lagos or where you stay.
I'm not. I'm
I,
not.
at least you still live in Lagos.
Hello, Queen,
Uh,
Yes.
Queen, let me even let me give more insight because see, in as bad as Lagos is still Lagos is still the reflection of Nigeria to the outside world.
Yes.
Lagos is still the measuring rod, and let me even shock you, Anambra is a small version of Lagos. What Anambra is to Southeast, what Lagos is to Nigeria. Two of them are facing the same existential challenge, the issues of overpopulation, because and ironically, both of them are small. Lagos is the smallest state
Yes.
in
Yes.
Nigeria. I
Yes.
hope
Yes.
you know.
Yes. Yes. I
Lagos
know.
is
Lagos is the smallest
3,000
state. Yes, I know.
3,884 square kilometer, where Anambra is 4,448. So
I
they
know.
have similar this thing, but they're still undergoing the same management problem. Do you
Yes.
understand? Just that Lagos is generating more, but they have to contend with more people. And unfortunately, we know the landlord of Lagos State, and as far as he's still calling the shot, that place will never breathe until the day that Lagos is liberated and power restored
Yes.
to people like you that is paying
Yes.
taxes so that you can there will be change. But outside that, it's still, whatever you see. It's still a
That's
cul
true.
de Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, Andy, you wanted to say something that I should not. That I'm still. The fact that I'm here does not mean that I'm going to lie. You understand? You asked a question, and I'm giving you my honest review about this place.
no, no,
So,
no, I'm just joking, my dear. I'm joking.
okay,
In GGM, we say it the way it is. We just say it
exactly.
the way we see it.
So,
You know.
it, the money that this state generates, if you come here, you should have a Dubai feeling. If we have good governance.
Okay, Nkiru, yeah. Uh, Queen, have you concluded?
Okay, well, my conclusion is, anyway, let her talk because I'll still conclude. I'll still say something. Let her talk.
Oh, okay, Nkiru, you can make your contribution, please. Nkiru, are you with us?
Uh, Good evening.
Yeah, good
Nico
evening.
Mazi, continue. I'm not feeling fine this time.
Okay, sorry, oh, my dear. Sorry. All right, Queen.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's still on Lagos. This thing boils down on this thing we're saying, good governance. And like we've said it over and over again. When the system, when politics fails, every other thing will fail. Emma, in way go like this, there's kind of money you have, billions of naira, you know, then you become confused if you are not organized. If you as a person is not organized, you don't know how to plan your life. That 1 billion naira, in a club like this, is 100 million naira. And that is the case with Lagos State. Because Lagos State has been hijacked by one man since 1999, since the return of democracy in Nigeria. That man and his so several interests, because some were interest in all the sectors in Lagos economy. So the interest of one man has hijacked the expectation of millions of people that domicile in Lagos State. Of course, we are talking about road today, but if you look beyond road like water, it is quite disappointing that at this age, 21st century, that a landlord will build a house, two-story building, still provide water supply for yourself in name of borehole. So that is the case even in VI. You know how bad water, I mean public water, we don't have public water now, private water in Lagos, how bad their water is. So these guys are facing challenges, but government doesn't care. And it's not a rocket science having a public pipe-borne water. So in terms of road, this is the same thing we are saying here. Without master plan or without being intentional, because any development without being intentional, you are just, it's tokenism. Oh, when can somebody boy from this local government say now the road, but one contractor say go and fix that road. But you don't have an intentional plan or plan, master plan to go about road maintenance and constructing new ones. That is the challenge Anambra is facing. Like Henry said, Lagos is what Anambra is to Southeast. Lagos to Nigeria, Anambra State to Southeast. So all what we are asking for is when to have a visionary leader in the class of a governor. All these things we are saying will be solved. At least we are looking at Abia State, just 2 years or 30 months in the office. Though I've not seen at least wrote a master plan in terms of road construction. At least I should be looking at his website. Once I go to website, I should be able to see 4,000 kilometers of roads under construction or 3,000 still not in the plan within the next 4 years. Maybe second time you have the other 4,000 to go. So the failure of the system right now in Southeast is undemocratic activities going in different local governments we have in different states in Southeast. Take for instance Anambra State. We don't have a local government system here. Trunk C that Henry is talking of should be built or constructed by local government administration. But we know that local government is under state because they don't take independent decision. They don't even take decision in terms of develop new estates in their local government or expand new areas. And when a new place na my community that we tend to go, a new place and about Ago, you know, what we as a community is doing is to tax ourselves, raise billions of naira to construct roads there. But that is function of local government. So I enwebe that system and all that system kind of push in GGM for government and for even local government administration to know that this is under their jurisdiction. This is what they're supposed to do. But can they do it now?
Hello, hello, MD.
Yeah.
Sorry for interjecting. We need to make things very clear.
Yes.
Out of all our governors, the only person that has shown some sign of promise is Zimba. But because from the onset of his administration, they set out to achieve um 10,000 kilometers of road under 8 years. It's a tall ambition, but they are making frantic efforts to hit that mark, even if it's half of it. And I can tell us that the local government system in Enugu State is not stifled as is what is sustainable in Anambra. The local government chairmen in Enugu State are doing their own budget. You could see it. I've personally followed the budget of two local governments in Enugu State. A total complete opposite of what is obtainable in Anambra. There's no local government chairman in Anambra today that have been able to come up with a budget, even if it's an unimplementable one, that can be owned by the council. Everybody is still an appendage of Soludo. So Enugu is making effort to differentiate from other southeastern states. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the information, 100. Yes, I had the 10,000 kilometers of road for the next 8 years, and it is quite huge. And like so many people, some people are saying it's unattainable to them.
It's not realistic, yes.
Yes, unlike just like his projection of GDP from
$4
two
billion to $30
uh,
billion.
to $30 billion, Abi,
Yes.
from $4 billion to $30 billion.
Yeah. It's not
Uh-huh.
possible.
Some people are saying it's not possible, but I'm saying it's possible.
Okay.
Henry, I am convinced that it is possible.
Yeah, it's a possibility, but more of impossibility because of the our terrain of operation, the Nigerian factor, and what have you.
Like which Nigerian factor are you looking at?
The point is this, like Enugu now, you don't build something on nothing. For you to drive such an ambitious project, you must have and you must check your receivables and payables and the financial inflow. Right now, Enugu doesn't have it, and they can't even borrow. The state is not liquid enough to embark on a borrowing, and there's the kind of borrowing that you do. You borrow your state to debt.
Mm.
But so let's see how it goes. If it's able to achieve, even if it's 50% of that ambition, it's okay. It's still a good one for Ndi.
Mm. No, no, Henry, from what the guy has been able to do in the last 30 months, see, I have my high hopes that he can achieve that or even surpass it. Nothing is impossible. And what do you mean by GDP? It's a summation of economic activities and services within a given period of time, say 1 year, is measured annually. So, based on annual calculation, you can say this is what 8 years, 8 divided by you say $8 billion every year. Remember, $4 billion every year. Four
Yes,
billion. Uh, uh, Hello, the target is 30 billion at the end of the year. Am I correct?
yes, sure.
Uh-huh. 30 billion at the end of the year, and he has a budget of 900 and something billion naira, at least this year. Now, we need to understand what is GDP. Is economic activities, both in private sector and public sector. The whole transaction that goes round within within a year. The guy is looking at 30 billion naira that he should be able to generate economic activities, business activities that will amount to that figure. Now, if you look at what the guy has been able to do in the last 30 months, Take for instance, I was in Enugu when that MBA program, when he hosted the MBA program. I was in Enugu that time. Emma, within that period, that event received about 20,000 lawyers in Enugu. And I can confirm to you now that all the hotels in Enugu were all booked up throughout that program. Hotels, even including Shimaroke Village, and Enugu Udi. Hotels located just distance
Yeah.
close by Enugu City. We are all booked up during that
Andy,
period. Mm.
there's even a conference that's happening from 22nd, this national festival from
Yes,
in Enugu, 22nd to 30th November. So it's going to be lit for the whole of India Enugu.
yes.
So it's a work in progress.
No, no. Apart from all these things going on, you have confirmed it that all the local government system, that the local government system you have in Enugu State is not like Anambra State, where Anambra State local government chairmen are just
Noisemakers.
not just noisemakers. The Soludo boys, they are just boys. Soludo boys. At the end of the month, whatever thing they receive, they submit it to the state governor. The state governor will give them just 5,000 or 10,000 naira to manage themselves and manage local government. And that is why if you go to local government in Anambra State, there is no activities,
No
and
governance, yes.
nothing like governance activities there. Local government staff still behave as they like. They still come to the office, sign their name, and go home. Nothing goes on there as far as administration is concerned. So, I mean, I just don't know what to do. But we are talking about road construction. That road construction in Anambra State, with what is going on now, the governance in Anambra State, if I should say, uh, it's just in the pocket of the governor. The governor decides anything he wants. If he wants all the projects to be concentrated at one local government, nobody has any right to say anything because election has ended and he used money. People collected the money and no complaint and nobody is complaining. But as we know, we just have to continue saying
Sorry,
it.
I'm cutting you. Please, can I take permission to leave the meeting, please? I have an emergency.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Mm. Henry, just like I was saying, we'll just have to continue mentioning these things. As a matter of fact, some of our viewers have known that there is something you called Trunk A, federal roads, Trunk B, state roads, Trunk C, local government roads. Now, the emphasis should be on Trunk B and Trunk C roads. But what we are saying this night is that government, state governments of different states in Southeast should have a defined master plan on road construction. Like you said, that Mba in Enugu, at least he has a projected number of roads. People should hold him accountable for 8 years period in office. So if one is looking at 10,000 roads to be constructed within 8 years, that means that every year, every year, not less
Within
than 2,000 roads, Abi?
around 1.5.
Not less than 1.5 rows will be
Uh,
constructed. So you should be able to assess him based on that. I know in the last 8 months or thereabouts, Mba has awarded up to 800 roads in Enugu.
Yes, yes, of course.
Just last time I went to Enugu, that was last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks, he built up to 140 roads. I'm telling you, it's just like magic. It was like miracle.
141 roads, 141.
141 roads.
He did 87 before, then now sign another 141 and finish them
So
as it were.
if you see the pace of work going on in Enugu, uh, you just conclude by saying that Enugu, the whole Enugu is a site. Work site. All on Agadi side, all on Agadi side, all on Agadi side. So it's something I know good governance, on other people called far-fetched, but it's not far-fetched. You can feel it around you within these places. Again, Enugu state like this, there were some immense streets, inside streets, like Abanika. Here, I seen a government go. Then where they can government chete this place, or then what interest, because this government, they build road based on interest, based on politicians say be that side, based on somebody may attract constituency project or honorable member of the house is from this location, so you will attract this basic infrastructure to their location. But if you go to that side, if you know all the intentional, the road construction intentional, and then we plan, they have a defined plan. It's not a matter of now somebody be that side, well, governor, all foods, okay, I will tell their vote. No, no. The thing where something else and now go like this, and then now from this time to this time, we'll get to those side. So that is what is going on in Enugu State. And to those of us in good governance, we should be using places like this to demonstrate or to explain what we meant by good governance, that it is possible, that is not Dubai, it's not rocket science, that this thing is possible when somebody on power takes deliberate or intentional decision to build a modern society. After such thing going on in Abia State. The last time I went to Abia State with Chinedo and Charlie Boy, I also saw that plan. That this man, he has strategic plan to open up some bad areas for industrial development. Just like it, I know, because this construction going on in some areas like Obo family, from Amansi to Ufuma. To me, I'm saying, no, these things are for political reason. You know, these roads, I know the roads were awarded under the previous administrations, maybe P2B or Mbadnojo or Giga or Apokwedika. But when Soludo came on board, he has to do those roads. But to me, he first did that road. Sorry, the decision to construct that roads are basically political for political consideration. Why am I saying that? In some of those roads, even though now organ people's communities and local governments, yes, building those roads are very fine, good, yes. But in terms of economic consideration, I don't see it as first project a governor yam, first project, because one of those roads, in when you see Uzo Amansis to Ufuma, you'll be surprised that in one day, almost also 10 cars or vehicles na agba that road. Then considering how much quantum of resources spent on building those roads, if you have scale of preference to go to Onisha and use the same resources, major roads niile lead to main market, lead to ebe a na-egenerate those tax in Ako. Then go to Newi. The major roads. I'm talking of within 1 year. Within 1 year. Within 1 year, just like LSOT did, within 1 year, you go to Newi, bulldoze all the major roads there within 1 year because time is of essence. You go to Onisha, tidy up all the major roads, maintain the bad ones, the dilapidated, the already damaged roads. You maintain them within 1 year. You come to Oka, use your master plan, look at all the streets, major streets that will lead you to Ekoka or lead you to industrial estate in Oka. And wherever map out for like Isiago, you develop it within 1 year. Then our year second year, he was ike gabazie ọba ofe mmiri, gabazie amansi. And in the period of space of 3 4 years, you should be able to tidy up all these things and not to say that you will construct all the roads in Anambra State. But meanwhile, what is the number of Trong B roads in terms of kilometers? What is the number of Trong C road in terms of kilometers? So it's only when we have this information that we can assess you whether you are doing well, fantastically well, or not. Like Enugu has given us, I will do 10,000 kilometers of road. But of course, I will do further research on that to know how many kilometers of roads we have in Enugu State, Tron B and Tron C. That is my next assignment. So
No,
that,
yeah,
yes, carry
MD,
on.
just to give Philip to what you are saying, because when they talk about road, Soludo will tell you that even if you devote all the resources of Anambra State to one local government in terms of building the road, that is, it's not going to be enough. Talk less of uh, using that same money to serve a whole state. And for me, I have a reservation. I take exemption to that because what you just said some minutes ago helped me to travel to some distance. I have to simulate a lot of things. And I can tell you, it's absolutely possible that we could finish and close out on all this road, especially the trunk B and trunk C road in Anambra, using our factor of endowment. I give you an instance. Anambra State, I hope you are aware that we have a kaolinite factory at Upo.
Yes, I know.
Okay, good. If you go to that place today, it has a lot of management issue, financial challenges that place is almost going under. You now begin to ask yourself, is it more sustainable to be deceiving ourselves with contracting, looking for contractors, going through the normal bid process, and inflating contracts and turn around to give it to our friends, our business partners, or we use our factor of endowment, those coalinite, coalinite, this red mud, latrat that you could see all over Anambra State.
Yes.
When you hit it to some extent, eh, you can you can they call it refined clay. It can be as strong as anything you can think of. You can use it to do our roads. You can design it as interlocking road. Instead of using, because there are some states that if you go, they're using 1 billion naira for 1 kilometer of road. But if we devote that money to that our kaolinite factory, and we are mass producing kaolinite, we can use that thing with interlocking stone and grade massively all the major roads, trunk B and trunk C. Let's really leave the major road. Let's use all these city road like Ekoka, the beside the government houses. You can use uh, uh, interlocking stone. You can use this fired clay. Use your Minister of Works. Provide caterpillar. Move into all these states and start with quality and start paving. That's what they are doing currently with this small boy in Traore. Is it Cote d'Ivoire or Mali? So sometimes I beg, how
what is the presence of mind of our leaders? Is it that they don't think, or is it that they prefer going to the two normal orthodox contractors so that money will exchange hands? So for me, as a people, we need to start maximizing this capacity utilization by using what we have to solve our problem. We shouldn't have calling out in Anambra, then we're having issue going all the way to Ebonyi State to buy poles and lateral to do road. And even at that, there's one other day I shared a proposal to the Ministry of Works. If Anambra has a reasonable amount of kaolinite, which is
Holy
good,
night.
yeah, kaolinite, that is clay. Is it not possible to sign
Okay,
agreement
sorry,
with
sorry, Henry, please, can you educate us more on the use of that uh, clear, current right? Uh, that is what that clay can be used for.
okay, let me tell you, when we talk about this clay, clay is an is can be ca- can be refined to kaolinite, and Anambra State has it in big quantum. If you want, let me even simplify it. Do you know this brick house you are seeing all over the places? I schooled in DMJS Onitsha. In our school, most of the facilities there were done by brick. You see brick house.
Yes,
All those
it's still there now.
yes, that's what I'm telling you. This is an engineering that was done close to 80 years ago. It's still there
Yes.
and standing. So if you have such engineering that have stood the test of time, and we have this here in our backyard, so why are we wasting resources trying to go the normal route of signing contract? Because MD, I'm trying to put down a report of
Mm.
the contract that Soludo government has issued out to contractors. If you go and vet all these contractors, GELD, an Israeli company, has taken nothing less than 50% of the project on the contract sum. What does this connote? Capital flight. GELD is an Israeli company. I expected a Professor Soludo standing that when he comes in, the first thing he will do is to introduce mergers and acquisition, encourage 2 or 3 Anambra people to combine together and form one strong construction company. Then we use our factor of endowment, which is clay, and and they sign a partnership with Ebonyi State, so that as we are giving them clay, we can go to Ebonyi and have our own lateral site quarry. That's what they call quarry. If we have, we can exchange this thing, so that by the time you're able to do your costing on road construction, you are dropping the cost of material to about 70%, because you're not going to buy it. So your markup will be on the labor and other consumables like bitumen and coal tar. Do you get my point? So
Yes.
what I expect is the government of Soludo to do is, so okay, what do we have that can help us to, because right now Anambra has a very strange story. The residents of Anambra State are way ahead of government in terms of finance. Individuals are richer than government. That is why today most of the areas in Anambra State are developed already, while government is struggling to put basic things like road, even pipe-borne water. Today, there's this argument that Oka and Onitsha will meet in the next 10 or 15 years, and it's going there already, because before Onitsha was compacted, now Onitsha is filled. Onitsha has gotten to Nkwele and is moving to Dunukofia. Before you know it, with the zone 13 now, Onitsha and Oka will join together. Do you get my point? So, if you have a serious government, what they need to do is this thing I'm telling you. Look at what you have. Since we have Kaoli Night, all the small street like this, your estate in Oka, Udoka Housing Estate, we can move in engineers into Udoka Housing Estate, use that Kaoli Night, use that interlocking stone, and pave all the road. If you peg which one road in that place at 100 million, if you have if you have which is it's not going to be up to. If you have 20 roads in Udoka housing estate, 20 by 100 is 2 billion. That 2 billion now is what they will use to contract one major road with all these Israeli company. But we can use it with Kaolina to pave all the road in this thing. So this is the kind of class arts and transformational leadership I expected from people like Soludo, so that over time, do you understand? It mustn't take you 200 years to be like America, because the Chinese did it. From 1976 till now, they transformed from a third world to a first world country. So these are some of the things we expect our leaders to be alive to be thinking towards that line, and to even be willing and be humble enough to listen to people like GGM that can. Because the problem we have is that we don't have the resources to wear suits and go and rent offices in World Bank, so that they will come that place and pay consultancy and fly us from Switzerland or London to come to Nigeria to do talk shop, and they pay us about $10,000. We'll go back. Let me stop here for now. Thank you.
Anyway, Harry, you've said it all. I believe people are enjoying your lectures, and it's packed with knowledge. You know, when you come to certain field or certain knowledge sector, there are some people that can give you excellent results. Now, let me ask you, in terms of clay usage in road construction, at what stage, or do you use clay as in like molding a block? You use molded block for building structure. You use clay for bricks laying on the roads. How strong and how sustainable will such construction be? That is what because I've not really seen where clay or bricks
Engineer,
or is used in road construction.
why not? It can be used. Let me tell you, if you go to a local street, maybe in China, or let me say a place like Turkey, eh? If you
Mm,
watch the architecture on most of their internal road, what I would call street roads, down if you go to their downtown, all those they are common, like this Ekoka, all those places, they are not major super highways. There are some material like fired clay, concrete that has been treated and cured in a way that it will last for a very long time, but yet more affordable than going outrightly for bitumen and quota and all this laterite. Because laterite is good, but it's capital intensive, and before you can even try to cover all around your estate, you see that you don't even have the money, and then you have to borrow, and for you to even finish, you have to borrow yourself to debt. So serious countries use what they have. Kaolinite and clay is our factor of endowment. I can challenge you. During one of our exposition on Anambra Fest the other time,
mm,
that time that the Sodo appointed the Professor Kate Omenowa as VC, I was telling the VC, and part of the KPI is that I just, if you remember, I just put it down and give to her. I say, ma, we have a problem in Anambra on road construction. We have a kaolinite factory in Anambra State. So why are we not using this thing as a factor of endowment to develop our state? If we say you don't want to use it for do major highway, what of our walkways? What of our like city center? What about our public places like hospital? Have you gotten to any of our school? Even the so-called smart school that we are doing, can't we use? I just told you that my school, DMJS Onitsha, most of the distance there are brick. It's still standing. So it's a question of you getting people, right people together. They give you results. you crossbreed and get something out of clay and use it to develop your place. It's not a must. And as God will have it, today Umahi, the Minister of Works, is now talking about cement road. Cement, you hope you are aware of what is going on. Almost all
Yes,
the federal road in the country now, they are moving to cement, concrete. Do you get my point?
yes, yes, I'm
So
aware of that.
if we are talking about concrete, so why can't we discuss clay? If we can't use on our super highways and trunk B road, why not the local streets that can support movement and still make our place fine? So these are the issues. It's not the problem is not it's not if we can do it, but our leader having the presence of mind to even think along that line instead of going to normal, because it is more easier to want to issue contracts so that your friends can benefit, your girlfriend, your reading mates, your friends, your mistresses can benefit one way or the other. And that is our problem. I just told you, if you vet the contract Soludo has awarded, Soludo has sent away a lot of money into an Israeli company who is losing.
Our local economy is losing.
Exactly, that's what we're saying.
See, I think we are deceiving ourselves because up to like this, we like entertaining ourselves with certain slogans that will not take us any place. Somebody will say, one you two skills that we've trained 45,000 IT experts. Now you trained all those people, experts in all fields. But the simple problem we have, like we are discussing today, roads. Why wouldn't you or why couldn't you train people that will use this clay to construct truck C roads or to help real estate owners build their roads, internal roads? Why wouldn't you partner with those real estate developers or including government estates? Because we are living in government estates. The roads
Exactly.
are the roads are so bad. Anyway, GGM will continue talking. But for now, I believe the government will have in Anambra State are not paying attention. They are not paying attention. But I know they will still pay attention. Holy Ghost will still catch them to look towards our direction or what we are saying. Yes, because what Henry is saying is not rocket science. What I'm saying in terms of funding, if you come to Ngozika Estate, state-owned estate, if the cost of constructing all the internal roads should be 100 million naira, I can assure you that within the estate, if you impose 500,000 naira to all the landowners there, they will give you the money. If you impose 250,000 naira, so long as they know that you are genuine, so long as they know that you are transparent, so long as they know that the cost of constructing those roads are market cost and not corrupt government cost. Because people are people don't, no longer have confidence with government. When government comes that they want to build road, the process of awarding contracts, selecting the contractors, and again, the quality of product or services they will give you are all questionable. So to start with, you have to win people's support and confidence, people's trust. Let the people trust you first. When people trust you first, all these train one youth two skills you have, all these jobless Anambra people, graduates that are looking for jobs everywhere, and yet 90% of our trunk C roads are all forgotten. Nobody is thinking about them. Even in Oka here, just behind government houses, Nobody is thinking about building those roads. Maybe the government is seeing it that it's individual that should build those roads. And for of truth, individuals are building road. Henry, you've come to my village. The whole roads there in my village from trunk A road, because that road is federal road, Enugu Onitsha road, down to my village are all built by individuals. About 6 roads in Enugu were all built by individuals. Maybe government is waiting for people to take in their own initiative. These are not government initiatives. Of course, local government no longer see it as their duty to build road. It's not their business again. Anyway, we'll continue to talk, Henry, and open people's eyes. Very soon, we'll start writing them. Ọ dịkwa ka anyị close ebe Henry ka ọ dịrị
Uh,
echi.
no problem. It's okay. No problem. My point. Let me just conclude there. There's no going back. At a point, I was seeing advocacy as a hobby, but now I'm seeing it as part of my own contribution to the emancipation of our homeland. So it's a tough job. There's no going back. And me, I don't even mind, even if it means denying me access on the dining table or in whatever way. For this land, for this our homeland to be transformed. I don't mind. So what I'm telling all of us, there's no going back. Nobody should fret. We should know we should be without fear in presence of any politician. Just insist on saying the truth, because truth is the only thing that can set you free. And what I'm telling us that we also need to be informing ourselves, because it's the only person that is informed that can really inform the uninformed. And I can tell us most of the time, most of these guys that are parading as our leaders, they are not as informed as we. In fact, they need some of our input. If we know the extent of our input back channel, we will make correction, they implement it, they come out in the public and form is their brainchild, is their idea. It's not. It's some of the things we are doing at back channel.
But
They come to the open and own it.
Henry, is it okay for us to be going like this, front and back? Why not hire the best hands? Like in Enugu,
That's the
are they
issue.
speculating? Is Enugu people still speculating?
No, that's what we're saying. Because that's why this second term I've already been making from I was chatting the governor the other day. I was telling sir, this time around, this the mistakes of your first half. This second around, what we are going to run, if I'm you, is a programmatic approach to governance. There's no more minister that will come and be doing solution is here, wearing cap and wearing ABGA uniform, be following you up and down. This is time for hard work. As you are appointing commissioner for work, this is your timeline of action from now in 2 years' time. Every quarter we review you. If you fail to meet up thrice, you'll be suspended. This kind of energy, because the governor has said that we are changing to gear 4. So this is the kind of concept we are expecting this time around. So we are going to be fierce in the advocacy. We are going to be vigilant. We are going to demand more. In fact, that we not have, you saw the congratulating message I sent to the governor the other day, that you may not like at times, you may not like the way we present her, because we design it to hurt you, to make you angry, so that we do the right thing. Sometimes we'll talk to you the way you would like, but most of the times, our approach, you will not like it, because it's designed to impart. Comrade, let me stop here. Thank you.
On lighter note, Henry, have you heard that your governor is moving over to APC? He wants to be on dining table with Jagaban.
It's still under speculation. Let's see how it goes. People are speculating, but it's going to be against the run of play. Even if you enter APC, I'm sure it's not going to be in the next 2 years. But let's see. Nothing is cast in stone.
Well, he doesn't need our vote, and he used the money to get it. So our opinion don't count. And you can see Mba is almost the leader of APC in the southeastern Nigeria. Today, APC is amending their constitution, and the southeast is holding that conference in international conference at the Enugu, where you have more than 10,000 people in attendance. So
Or is it APC what?
APC constitutional amendment.
Okay, constitutional amendment.
Yes.
The leader of APC in Southeast, this guy now, Uzodinma, is the chairman of Progressive Governors Forum. But Umba is a man I know that knows how to get something out of anything. Let's see how it goes. But for Soludo joining APC, I wish he will rethink such strategy, because Anambra is not Imo State. Anambra is not Enugu. There's going to be fallout and consequences, unintended consequences. It might not be, because I know Soludo. Soludo has managed to get second tenure, but I still have this gut feeling that he will struggle to pick a successor. So let's see how it goes. And the way he's going about 2027, if care is not taken, he will never, he neither get anything nor even finish what he's doing in Anambra. So let's see how it goes. Thank you.
Well, let's see how it goes. But to me, what he has done so far, he has conquered everybody in Anambra State. He has deliberately removed Ojukwo's face in all the ABGA uniform. He has deliberately even removed Abokwedika. In his last campaign, Abokwedika was not in support, was nowhere to be found, and he doesn't have any known godfather that stood behind him. So he has conquered everybody. So as far as he is concerned, who cares? My brother, I'll
Um,
I'll not be surprised if he declares for APC next week. I will not be
no,
surprised at
no,
all.
no, no. No, it's against the run of play. I don't think he will do that. Let me even shock you here, MD.
Mm.
See, there's one thing about Anambra politics here, that sometimes I feel like God is an Anambra man. Do you realize that time Obi was the governor? He felt that he has seen it all, that he can bring in Obiano. Do you understand? At that particular time, he felt is the new Uno Rino of Anambra politics. But he fell out with Obiano, and Obiano was able to demystify him. The same Obiano, immediately he left Aga, Obiano brought in Soludo. Do you understand? And felt that Soludo would be very subservient to him. We know how everything panned out. So
Eh,
the issue
eh,
of
no, no, it's because of power of incumbency, Henry. It's the power of the Obiano is the man in charge. So if Soludo is in charge at the end of his 8 year tenure, he will decide who is coming, even if he's in APC. Anyway, let's not speculate yet. Let's
exactly.
continue discussing on the issue. Tomorrow we'll be looking at Anambra environment. What should be done to make it look like UK and America? Planting trees, decorating our cities, furnishing it. I mean, it's not a rocket science. We can do it.
Exactly.
We can do it.
It's okay.
So,
No,
so good night, Tyra.
good night.